With opening day around the corner, it's important to make sure your gear is comfortable, well-fitting, and ready for the mountain terrain. Ski Hut has the experts ready to help with all ski and snowboard fittings to make sure you are prepared from head to toe.
Yeah, the most important thing is definitely going to be your boots. Like, if you can only buy one thing new for the season, buy new boots, because that is going to make a world of a difference for you. And the way we size our snowboard boots is we want our toe to be just brushing against the end of the boot. So if you're at Spirit and you're riding the rails and the jumps, hanging out in the terrain park, you probably want a softer boot and a softer binding. But if you are primarily riding groomers, you're riding at Lutzen all the time, you're going out west a lot, you're probably going to want a slightly stiffer binding and boot because you want it to help you hold your edge really nice and solid.
Now, if you're just getting into snowboarding, what's a good guideline for how to know what board sizing is right for you?
That's a great question. So this is a great entry-level board here, this Solomon Sight. And generally I like to size boards for a newer rider in between the nose and the chin. Once you get into a higher level of board, just like skiing, people have their personal preferences, but general rule of thumb is in between your nose and your chin. So this would be about perfect for me for a beginner board.
As a skier, you want to make sure you are using the best fit equipment for the terrain you plan to tackle. I moved here from the steep and icy Green Mountains, so now skiing in the Northlands could look a little bit different.
We ski a lot here in the Midwest is something like this. This is narrow at the waist and kind of narrow throughout. You can see it's a little wider at the tip, narrow in the tail, or in the waist, and then wider at the tail. And what this does is allows the ski to turn really easily. In the Midwest, what we have is flatter terrain as well as harder snow. And so we're looking for skis that have a lot of edge grip, gives us control on that ice, and are really easy to turn because the shorter hills and the flatter terrain, we want to get as many turns as we can getting down the hill. And so, yeah, this is what we sell to a lot of people. As we move up, now we can go into some shapes like something like this here. Now you can see much wider in the waist and much wider in the tail and the tip. Now a ski like this is more oriented for soft snow. We do still sell a lot of these because we have Midwesterners that have aspirations to get to the mountains and ski that powder snow.
This is your out west ski.
Correct.
This is the one you take on the trips.
Yep. But even locally, you can get some good powder days at Lutzen and Mount Bohemia over in the UP.
No matter what ski you use, the most important piece of equipment is always the boots. Despite the stiff and bulky appeal, that's where all the power and control comes from as you turn across the hill. Luckily, there are some tools and modifications to make the ski boots a bit more enjoyable on the cold winter's days.
We know ski boots can be tricky for sure, so we're there with you the whole way through. We do all the after sale boot fitting for free here. So yeah, like you said, we could heat mold the liners, heat mold the plastic shells, and then yeah, you get the opportunity to sit down and try. We've got easily 10 models here for people to try on.
With you on the slopes, it's Leah Zmerko.